Hey, I'm Meghann Scully, and this is the Limerick Post Show. Coming up in today's show, the big interview is with stylist Fiona Doyle. She's going to tell us all about colour analysis and what colours you should be wearing during this time of cocooning that will help lift your mood. First up, though, the top stories in Limerick, and the volunteer response is up and running. You can read more about that online now at limerickpost.ie. Next up, some of these top sports stars from around Ireland got together, and they've got a very special and important message for you.
Everyone knows that the Irish are the best fans in the world.
We travel the world supporting this great little country.
With our flags, green jerseys and banners.
We do our country proud wherever we go.
Now it's time for us all to unite.
And rise to the occasion.
By keeping our distance.
And by staying at home.
We are facing into one of the biggest fights
in our country's history.
The future of our nation and our people is in our hands.
This situation isn't easy for any of us.
We're all in the same boat.
We're all in this together.
We're all in isolation.
We're all missing friends, families and loved ones.
We are all experiencing
the same fears and emotions.
But this is what we have to do to keep our country and our people safe.
Our heroes are now our healthcare workers.
The nurses and doctors working on the front line.
Putting themselves at risk.
To protect you, me
and our friends and families.
Protect yourselves.
And protect your loved ones.
Unite.
By staying apart.
Unite.
By staying apart. Please, stay at home, everyone.
Now to our Out and About section, I chatted to Karl Daly during the week all about his brand new company and how he's getting on during this time of cocooning. First up though, Limerick Mental Health have a special video for you.
Hello, my name is John McElhenney. I'm a Development Officer with Mental Health Ireland for Limerick, Clare and North Tipperary. Mental Health Ireland in the last few days have been doing a series of videos on the 5 ways to well-being. This is the final in the series, a recap if you like. But I suppose more importantly, how we might integrate the 5 ways to well-being into our lives at this time. Whilst I've been doing workshops over the years on the 5 ways to well-being, I suppose never more than now has the message been more important than it is for us right now. The first of the 5 ways to well-being is connect. It might seem obvious, particularly right now, but it's important to stay connected with families and friends, and maybe in ways that we wouldn't normally consider. And certainly this will be challenging for people of all ages. Grandparents can still talk to grandchildren and tell them stories on video calls. Children can write letters or draw pictures for their grandparents. I see that Nursing Homes Ireland are asking children to write letters to older people in their community. Really important to connect with what's going on for you right now. Another important piece for what you might need yourself, your plan in living with this new normal, and what might be good next steps and actions in support of yourself and those that may be around you. Conscious also that not everybody has internet access, so just to know that there are helplines for support. The Samaritans is available 24/7 on 116 123. For more information about mental health support, there is a HSC information line on 1800 111 888.
Welcome back to the Limerick Post Show with me, Meghann Scully, and I'm delighted now to be joined by Karl Daly. First of all, how are you getting on?
Oh, sure. Great, Meghann, great. Getting used to the new norm, as they call it. Talking to people over screens and broken internet connections out here in Cratloe. But other than that, fantastic. Yeah. How are you getting on?
I'm doing very well, thank you, I must say. I'm hoping as well, as you said, with the new style that we've got. But you know what? It's not the worst. Well, look, let's get straight into it. See, 2020 started off as a big special year for you because you started up your new company, Humanly. So can you tell us first of all about Humanly and what exactly you're doing?
Yeah, look, it's an idea I had for a while. I'm 30 odd years in financial services. Sold out of my company there last year and came up with this idea, worked with a branding company to create Humanly. So the idea in a nutshell is lots of companies are doing corporate social responsibility out there. So getting involved with charities, trying to help people in the community, that's going on the whole time. But apparently, a lot of them are struggling. They're not getting return on it. They're not really getting involved in the things they want to get involved in. They're doing it at the end of the year just to get involved and do something. People in companies are very, very busy with their day jobs. So trying to find somebody even to take on CSR is difficult. So what Humanly is hoping to do is sit in the middle between the companies and the charities. And two parts of the job would be, Meghann. One would be to go and talk to the companies, tease out what they're trying to do, talk them through a process that we've developed, and maybe come up with ideas on social impact that they want to get involved in. It could be volunteering hours, it could be events, it could be just helping charities, and we'll facilitate that and put a program in place for them. On the other side then, I've been talking to lots and lots of charities, and the struggle that charities have are, I suppose, number one, looking for help, asking for money. And one of the big things that has come up is that some of them don't have their corporate and their compliance side up to speed. And the issue there is that if a charity is not up to speed, bigger companies won't deal with them. They just won't deal with them. So what we're trying to do is help them on that side as well, get them up to a certain standard so that it opens more doors for them. So look, that's the idea in a nutshell. We've developed a whole brand with Frawley, and that's where the Humanly name came from. So it's exciting, it's interesting. And to be honest with you, I'm at a stage at the moment where the changes haven't really affected me, because a lot of the presentations I've been doing, we've put a whole deck together, presentation deck, and I can do it online anyway. And I've been doing that over the last 2 or 3 weeks now. I've been presenting to get used to it, and using different people to sit on the other side and listen to what I'm saying. So it's all going pretty well. It's interesting times ahead.
It sounds pretty incredible. So are you kind of using maybe this time to kind of do more research and kind of do more, as you said, online work? So as you said, it didn't really affect you as much. And are you finding that, you're able to kind of communicate with companies now, probably not so much easier, but instead of having to probably arrange coffee meetings and calling over to them, you can reach out to them now across the internet?
Yeah, this is the point. Like, I'm very much, as you probably know yourself, I'm very much a people person. I like going out to meet people. I like having the cup of coffee. I like the physical, part of that. But we can't do that, unfortunately. So a couple of things I've been doing is the deck that we've created, I'm trying to get familiar with that. So what I've been doing is I've been talking to friends and people, contacts in companies, and saying, look, can I introduce Humanly to you? Can we do it through Zoom? Can we do it through Google Hangouts? Whatever system the person has. So I've been doing that for the last couple of weeks, and it's actually good fun. It's interesting. It's good fun. I'm getting feedback from people. I'm asking people to be honest with me. If there's something that's confusing and they don't see on the deck, or something that's missing, they're giving me points. So I'm doing lots of learning, taking lots of notes as we're going through the presentations. I suppose, look, you got to be conscious of what's going on out there. People have challenges. I had a conversation just before you this morning with somebody else who's in the kind of mentoring and coaching side, and he's had tons of meetings and tons of business just cancelled. But what's happening is that people are becoming used to the new norm, and he's starting to get people coming back on board now. They're saying, look, let's try and do the meeting through one of these internet systems and see how it works. So people are adapting and getting used to this. I even had, I think there was a comment somewhere, maybe on Twitter yesterday, where they think this could become the new norm. They made a comment about, why would you get into a car and drive for 2 hours to Dublin just to meet somebody, to do a presentation, and then drive down home again? Why not use this? Now look, I can see where this fits. I'd be afraid that it become the new norm, because again, as I said to you, there's nothing better than meeting somebody in a coffee shop or a cafe or whatever, having your cup of coffee and your chat. You can't beat that. You never replicate that, in my opinion. But I suppose this is the next best. But look at it, another point I'd make to you in relation to Humanly. Somebody asked me about, the difficulty. Maybe this is one of your questions, the difficulty of starting a new business after what's happened. But if you think about it, lots of people are struggling out there. You, me, other people that can, I suppose, get up in the morning, do our day jobs. We're finding it difficult. But can you imagine people that are, homeless people, people out in the refuge, out in Limerick in the refuge camps, living out there, people with mental health issues, not being allowed the freedom to do things, or so they're struggling. So I actually think there is space for me to talk to companies and maybe do quick fixes even now. We have 1 or 2 ideas actually ongoing at the moment that might come to fruition fairly quickly. So I think this could be an opportune time, and I need to be. I'm not talking about Humanly and me trying to make money. What I'm talking about is maybe getting the company up and running, showing what we can do, and maybe helping somebody in this particular situation. So watch this space on that. Hopefully there'll be something coming out.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like, I think there's a lot more people much worse off. A lot of us are just adapting to this new style of life. But as you said, there is people out there who can't do their usual day-to-day things that probably, keep them going. So I think, yeah, you're right. There is much worse off. Karl Daly, what are you doing yourself though every day to keep yourself ticking over apart from humanly?
Yeah, well, look, I had that conversation again this morning. We were chatting with this guy. We were chatting about our day. What's our typical day? So look, briefly, what I do is I try to get up in the morning I try to start around 9:30. Not too early. That's probably a little bit later than I would normally work. And then do work up to lunchtime. So humanly up to lunchtime. From lunchtime on, then I'm doing loads of gardening. I've been out in the garden for the last 2 weeks. The place has never looked so well. I, in particular, power washing. I think I've power washed half of County Clare at this stage. So look at places pristine. So that's one thing. I have a workout that I've worked every evening. So what I'm doing is I'm going up to a space that I've created, and I do a kind of 20-25 minute workout with my Bose speaker on and behind and my music, and I do that every evening. So I've been doing that actually religiously just to try and keep fit. And then I do a good bit of running, and what's a bit of a pain for me at the moment is that I twinged my calf, so I can't run, but I'm nearly there. I think about another few days and I should be able to get out. And then myself and Mary go for a walk most days as well. We're lucky in that we're only a couple of yards from Cratloe Woods, so we can head up there and do a walk. So it's really kind of trying to keep as normal a daily routine as possible. And I suppose the only thing is that, as I said to you, the only thing I'm missing is the contact with people, being in town. I love being in Limerick. I have my office like yourself, looking over the river there. I miss all that. I miss going into a house and So Delicious and Canteen and Rift and all those places, and then Alex Finglater's, all these places. So look, hopefully we'll get back to that soon. But you have to look. It's a small thing. It's very, very important that everyone stays safe and everyone keeps apart from each other, difficult and all as that is. Because, and to be fair to the government, I would have been one of the ones that wouldn't have been the massive, I'd be well able to criticize, but I think they deserve huge credit during this time, because I think their message has been consistent, clear, and fantastically positive. So I think everyone needs to listen to them. Stay at home. If I can stay at home, anyone can stay at home. So stay at home.
Karl, I have to say it's lovely always talking to you, because you've always such a lovely outlook and lovely way. And I think, a lot of people will learn from what you're saying, like, the gardening, the back to the kind of community, to doing the little things that we never made time for. So all I can say is stay home, stay safe. I hope you're back running soon. And I can't wait to see you for a coffee when everything's back to normal.
Brilliant. Super duper. You're well up on this, Meghann. Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming.
Our next episode of Meals for Millennials is out now, and Owen and I cooked a steak. Well, he showed me how to cook the perfect steak.
There's so much you can do with steak, but the traditional means, especially for this, is you can't beat the basics of a good fried steak. So I can see. So the big thing here now is the sound. Yeah, if you don't hear a sizzle, I'm pulling it out. There we go.
Oh, listen to that.
So our steak goes in. Just going to position it and leave it alone. So I'm not pressing it down, I'm not doing anything to it, I'm letting it sit, I'm letting the fat do the cooking. Awesome. So as that fat cooks, that will start to render down, especially the marbling in the centre.
Okay.
So again, that will start to kind of melt on the inside. That's what's going to give us a beautiful juices on the inside as well.
I'm delighted today to be joined by Fiona Doyle, aka Moonsoar. You have a modelling agency and you're a stylist. I mean, is there anything you don't do?
Oh God, there's plenty, Meghann. Lovely to be on with you here today, and thank you for having me.
Not at all. So look, we're going to talk about colour analysis, which is something I'm really interested in. I think a lot of people right now as well could really do with it. But first, tell us about your own journey into becoming a stylist and what it involved.
Okay, well, I've ran Glamour Agency for nearly 10 years now. I've always had that passion and interest in styling ladies and men, but I've decided then just to go that one step further and to train to become a personal stylist. So I did so in Ireland, but didn't want to be compartmentalized into one person's way of thinking.
Yeah.
So I wanted to learn about how men and women dress in in the capitals or fashion capitals of the world, basically. And I decided then to travel to Milan and London and train with accredited style academies one-on-one there, and then train to America and France as well. So yeah, I'm delighted that I have accreditations from all these academies now around the world.
Yeah, it's incredible. And as you said, like, you get to bring in so many different, I suppose, like with all different countries, there's probably so much different style and everything. So you get to bring it all back home then.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose what the tips I've picked up in every country have been very different, but just it was a fantastic experience, and just to be able to bring that back and I suppose educate my knowledge now to other women and men as well, which is great.
And I think as well, I suppose at the moment you are a teacher as well, and you're obviously not in the working school at the moment because all the schools are shut, and I know you have to be teaching from home, but I guess that means that you get to do more stuff on your color analysis. Now, you mentioned this to me before, but what exactly is color analysis?
Right, well, color analysis is where we look at your natural coloring of your skin, your eyes and your hair, and we see which colors balance and harmonize with your natural complexion. We can all wear every color, but it's knowing the undertone of the colors that we can wear. So what shade of blue you can wear, what shade of red, and so on. Personally, knowing your colors, I think, is transformational. When we wear the right colors, we feel more alive. It gives us an instant lift, makes us look younger. We kind of wear less makeup, less shadows under the eyes, as opposed to wearing colors that don't really suit us, can drain us and have more of a negative effect. So once we finish actually, I'll just show you the drapes. We use the drapes. So we do color analysis through a process of elimination. Now, it can be done online as well, but we use these drapes, and we put the drapes up around your face, and then we can determine, as I say, which color category you belong to. So we belong to one of 6, and then we determine your undertone. So if you're warm or cool categories, and then you leave them with a palette of colors, about 36 colors that you can use to go shopping with, and it avoids making those impulse buys and shopping mistakes.
I love it. I know. I think we all do.
I'm very guilty of that. Now, I'm not saying that you can't wear particular colors. You can wear whatever color you like, but certain colors do suit us better than others.
Yeah, I do notice that sometimes I pick up a colour, and or else I'll put on a dress, and my mother straight away, if she's with me, she'd be like, no, that just doesn't, it washes you out, or it just doesn't, like, whereas as you said, some colours you wear and they just automatically brighten up your whole face.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me, I couldn't wear those muted colours, make me look very washed out. I'm more of a clearer, bright colour category. So they would suit me a little bit better than the pastels or the muted colours. That I would need a lot of makeup, and I look very drained in if I do wear them. So it is, I mean, from my own journey and personal experience, it is brilliant, because we all love black, and don't get me wrong, black is a fabulous, sophisticated, chic color, and Coco Chanel glamorized it. But sometimes we wear black for not the right reasons. But we can talk about that in a while anyway. So yeah. So that.
I want to talk about the power of wearing certain colors, as you said there. Like, I suppose, and I think. Like, there's certain colors that are kind of, I suppose every season we see fashion designers bring out certain shades, and I think then people think that you kind of have to buy what's in season, but I suppose you really should be buying what is your color.
No, and I think, I mean, sometimes we try chase that image that belongs to somebody else, but it's not really who we are, because we're wearing colors that just might be in fashion, but they might necessarily suit us.
Yeah.
So I really think that once you know your colors and you stick to that, it does avoid those silly mistakes that, of impulse buying and just buying what we think is on trend, whereas it mightn't actually suit us.
Yeah.
I think we all have that one color that is our power, our go-to color that we know will actually pick us up when we're feeling that little bit down.
It's funny, because when I lived in London, I was there for a year, and I always used to wear really bright colors every single day, and everyone used to comment in the office saying, you're always so bright looking. And I was like, yeah, because even if I'm having a bad day, the bright colors just automatically pick me up. Or, if you're in the bathroom and you walk past the mirror and you kind of catch yourself, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually bright today. And it did make a difference. And I purposely never wore black that year, because I just felt that I sometimes, if I was down or anyway lonely over there, the black colors sometimes made me feel darker in a way. So I just found I always wore bright colors no matter what my mood was, just to try pick me up, and it really actually worked.
It does. No, it does. Definitely. I mean, wearing certain colors, research has been done on this, that certain colors can combat negative emotions and feelings of being down, so, I mean, black, as I say, it's a chic, it's a sophisticated color, but if you're feeling a little bit down, it mightn't be the best color, because we can hide behind it. It makes us a little bit invisible, that you're better off to maybe try dress mindfully and pick a color that is going to combat that emotion that you might be feeling. So for example, at the moment with COVID-19, and there's a lot of anxiety around, you know, a lot of people feeling a little bit, you know, down, out of sorts. So actually, believe it or not, blue is a great color if you're feeling like that, because if you think of the sea, the sun, or the sky, automatically it has a calming effect of wearing blue. So it's a great color if you're trying to communicate, or even, as I say, just to, if you're a little bit anxious at the moment, it's a great calming color. Blue is, and also a great color to show. It's a great color for honesty. It, you know, it's a loyal color. Great color for a guy to wear on a first date. Blue.
No way. Interesting.
Color, yeah. And think of the guards; they wear blue, so that's a trustworthy color as well. Yeah. So, yeah. So
and you've a lovely blue blazer on as well.
Yeah. This is my favorite color. It's a color that it's a pick me up color for me.
Yeah.
I like to wear blue, you know. So I mean, everyone has. I think that they have their power color or their color that can lift them a little bit, you know, which is important to know as well. And not be afraid of it.
Yeah, mine's certainly purple. I'm wearing my favorite purple top, and this top always just makes me happy every time I put it on, because it's kind of got a fringe in it and it's purple, and it's just, I always just feel like it's my fun top.
I love purple. Purple, yeah, it's a great color. And actually, purple is one of the universal colors, which means that it suits most of us. So, yeah, if not all of us as well. And I was just saying to you about purple earlier there before we came on air, that it's a great spiritual color, believe it or not, as well. And a color if you're looking for a little bit of balance in your life or healing. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, because we've touched on there the psychological effect of colours, but I mean, you mentioned there about people in this who are stuck indoors now. We were just saying, you know, it's, I suppose, when you're kind of wearing pajamas and tracksuits every day, because, you know, we kind of feel like there's no point dressing up to go around the house. But is there any certain colours that you would recommend for people to wear, maybe if they are feeling a little bit, I suppose, isolated in their own home and a little bit kind of, you know, as anxious you mentioned, and maybe just a little bit. I think people are kind of like a little bit down about everything, not being able to get out. So is there maybe colours that you could kind of say, try wear these around the house just to even pick up your mood?
Up your mood. Okay, so if you're feeling a little bit, you know, that we'll be waking up now feeling the energy mightn't be there because we can't, you know, some of us can't get outside. Think of the sun. It's yellow, so that's a great color to put on. Orange is very invigorating color as well. It will lift you as well. It's a fun color. It's a lively color. Now, I'm not talking walking around head to toe, yellow or orange, but even just putting on a scarf, or, you know, you're not, even if you're not leaving the house, just to put a little, even print, top of a print in it, or a t-shirt that's orange, or something like that, you know. And a color that, if you're, another great pick-me-up color is red. If you think of red, it's the first color we see. It's the first color the eye sees. That's why it's used for stop signs, or, you know, for a lot of branding. That's another great color to wear if you're feeling a little bit depressed as well. Red is a great color. It does increase, it's been proven to increase the heart rate, as well as the color associated with passion. Another color is pink. Great color for if you're looking just for self-love. It's a great color to wear as well. And another it shows loyalty as well. And yeah, green is a very fresh color because we're not getting outside to be back at nature. So they say actually wearing a little bit of green, think of the grass, you know, the freshness and balance and healing. A lot of surgeries you'd see would be green. As I say, it's a color we associate with being healthy. So as I say, I'm not talking head to toe, just a little bit of pop colors. Yeah.
A little pop of scarf, or as I said, a little t-shirt.
Exactly. And actually, you know, you're wearing purple there yourself. Purple is associated with luxury brands as well. When you think of a lot of the high-end brands, they bring their packaging comes in purple as well. So it's a nice, just to feel, and royalty. They all wear it. You know what I mean? So yeah, just it's what you're doing for yourself. It's the one little thing you can do every day for yourself, is just to put on a little pop of color, just to make yourself feel better. It will trickle into how you feel throughout the day, and that mood is infectious as well. You know, it will transfer into those around you. So just, I know it's difficult, and I will be back in my active wear later. I love my tracksuit, but just sometimes I feel wearing it all day, every day, for me doesn't help me. So that's just a little tip that I do. And even if it's just wearing a little bit of blusher, you know, just a pop of color with blusher, or a blue eyeshadow, you know, it's just little things.
It's absolutely incredible. It's so fascinating. And I suppose, I know everyone's kind of stuck indoors, but everyone's on social media, so everyone can see what's going on in the fashion world. What is this year's like colour trend, or is there a colour trend that's kind of at the top this year?
Yeah, this year the Pantone Institute introduced classic blue. Well, actually, coincidentally, is the colour of on. It's like a royal blue. That is the colour trend for 2020. And again, this was all pre-COVID-19 that it is a colour that's associated with calmness and communication and all that. And I suppose we all need a little bit of calmness in our life at the moment. So coincidentally, that is the colour for 2020. But it's a colour that it's quite a universal colour as well, suits most of us. And there's so many colour combinations you can do with classic blue. I mean, you see here I've just the white, it looks great with black. Orange is a fantastic colour to wear with
love
it.
orange blue.
Actually, purple, what you've on you now, and this colour is great. Pink, mustard, navy. I mean, there are endless options to wear with classic blue. It's our royal blue. It's the other name for it, or cobalt blue as well is another name for it as well. So yeah, there's a shade of this that suits everybody.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really, really, I love it. It's just so strong as well. Now, finally, Fiona, I have to ask, how are you getting on? How are you finding this cocooning?
Yeah, it's different. It's brought us all back, hasn't it? It's kind of curtailed things a lot. I mean, we're back to real simplicity, and which is nice. I mean, once we all can stay safe, I think, and do what we're being told to do, which we're doing our best with the little toddler around the house. It's great fun and very challenging. Between trying to make and do art classes with him at home as well, but he hasn't a clue. He just thinks it's one big party. He's not going to school everything. I suppose I'm trying to keep routine with the kids I'm teaching at the moment as well. We're just trying to send out a little bit of work to keep them busy. But just I'm getting out for a little bit of my 2K walks every day. I am, as I say, putting that little pop of colour, whether it be just that little bit of blush or a little bit of perfume, a bit of lippy or something like that, just to make myself feel good. But yeah, I suppose we're adhering to what we're meant to be doing and keeping away from everyone. But thank God for Zoom. And,
I know, it's life-changing.
You know, and you know, I'm following interests and reading books that I never got to read before, and back doing dressmaking, which is something that I had started, and just trying to finish a few pieces now. So which I would not normally have had the time for, but the days are just keeping busy and trying to keep the brain ticking over, and keeping in contact and reaching out to those people that might be on their own as well every day.
I think the sense of community is definitely stronger, which is great to
Brilliant.
see.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Now, before we let you go, where can we find you? What's your social media handle?
Well, I'm Fiona Doyle Stylist on Instagram, under Glamour Agency on Facebook, and I'm under my own name on LinkedIn as well.
Well, Fiona Doyle, it's been an absolute pleasure, and learning about all the colours, and I can't wait to learn more about it. And as I said, I think now when all this is over, we'll all be delighted to get back into shops and pick up all the colours that we need.
Yes. Well, you know what I was saying? It was just a case of just every day just doing one little thing for yourself, and just making that little conscious effort to wear that pop of colour and to dress mindfully, I suppose, really.
Yeah, exactly. Keep ourselves, I suppose, going and keep ourselves happy as we can.
Exactly.
Fiona Doyle, thank you so much for chatting to us on the Limerick Post Show today.
Thank you, Meghann. Thank you. Stay safe. Okay, thank you.
For these stories and so much more, head over to limerickpost.ie/show. I'm Meghann Scully. This is the Limerick Post Show, keeping Limerick posted.